Welcome back. Northern Michigan University men's basketball is on fire. They're GLIAC tournament champions, coming off a win against Lake Superior State University.
And that win secured the team their third straight bid into the NCAA tournament. Now we're joined by head coach Matt Majkrzak and player Julien Smith, one of the leading scorers in that game against LSSU.
And check this out. Julien with the buzzer beater at halftime. Cats leading 40-18. They're counting down.
Boom. That must have felt pretty good. You guys being up 40-18 at the half, and I was reading through the box score. I know that Lake Superior State, they cut that game to single digits, I think, in the second half at some point. What's going on through the huddle or on the floor when they cut it that close and you guys are still able to break away for a double-digit win?
We knew that we needed to stick together. I mean, we knew that they were going to eventually make a run and everything. So as long as we were together, calm and collected, we knew we would come out with a victory.
And it must have been just a really exciting moment, electric moment there in the arena too, with the fans cheering, even just seeing the footage. I was excited, and I wasn't even at that game.
Yeah, no, we knew coming in that it would be a tough matchup just because the two previous times they got us, obviously, and we had been going through a lot of ups and downs throughout the season, as everybody has, and we knew that ultimately, in order for us to get the job done, we needed to come out there, play hard, and do what we could.
Certainly, and there's a lot riding on that game. Coach, how were you feeling going into it, and then at the other side, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, you go into those conference tournaments, and we were right on the bubble of getting an at-large or needing to win it to make the NCAA tournament, and at the end of the day, you're like, well, let's just win it so we don't have to worry about a committee making a decision on whether we're in or not. And, you know, honestly, going into that game, like you said, they'd beaten us twice, and the second possession of the game, our best player goes down, and at that point, it felt like all the pressure was off, because it's like, oh, if he goes down, well, there's your built-in excuse, and instead we were just unbelievable, and he hits that shot, we go up 40-18. That's when the pressure hit for me. I'm going like, no, now we have to win. Like before that, there was no pressure on us, and then I'm like, okay, we can't blow a 22-point lead, so we better find a way to get it done, which we did.
I mean, no built-in excuses. You guys did the dang thing. What do you think contributed to the success, overall success of not just that game, but the season?
Yeah, I think we did a great job sticking together. The last, you know, this is our third year in a row doing this, but the last 2 years, I think it was pretty clean. Everything went right the whole time, and you know, we were playing from ahead for most of it. This year, there were a lot of moments, and you know, it starts with the Michigan State thing. So you get this big, awesome kickoff, and you know, and everything's feeling great. And then throughout the year, there were a lot of times where you know, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know if we could do it, and I think these guys have done a great job of. They kept believing and just kept working and getting better. I think that was probably the overall theme, was we just kept improving. And I didn't know where that improvement would lead to, if it would lead to 20 wins, if it would lead to the tournament. And at the end of the day, by the end of the year, we were the best team, and that part's really fun.
And we do have some footage that we can roll of that game against LSSU. Griffin, did you have something?
Yeah, well, you mentioned playing them 3 times, LSSU. The second time that you guys played them back on February 13th, overtime loss.
Yep.
The start of the 3-game losing streak, all by single digits to ranked opponents. And then you go on a 6-game winning streak that culminated with the GLIAC championship in the tournament. What was the real changing factor during that time, either during the losing streak or that first win you came out of it? What really changed during that to give you that momentum down the stretch for either of you?
I think that it's just a mentality thing. I felt like we went into those 3 games against those ranked opponents thinking that, like, we know we can be here and we know we can win these games. And after we lost those 3, we were all disappointed. And then we came back that next week and worked a little harder, got those 3 victories in the regular season, and then we came out on top in the conference tournament.
And so the next step is a pretty big game happening this weekend. You mentioned earlier, Coach Matt, that you're heading off tonight, heading to Illinois. So big game against Michigan Tech University. I want to hear more about preparations for that and hear more about your first season as an NMU Wildcat on the basketball team. We have to take a commercial break, but we'll pick up this conversation when we come back.